Hello, y'all. Excuse me. It's Lucy. I'm sorry I was late. I just kept finding fun things. Like I found. Wait, let me see if I can show you without blinding you. Look, I found a little miniature gnome cookie cutter and my little gingerbread cookie cutters. Look at this tiny church. So anyway, I was busy finding little treats I could show you for the um for the bakery. Okay. Yes, you can do. I see Amy's talking about the colors of the bakery. Yeah, you can do anything. I didn't make it very Christmassy. Um, I see Martha, and she's cutting out my friend Emily's card. Emily's card is so cool. Delvine from Africa, where it's hot right now because it's in the southern hemisphere. Sonia, Marie, Peggy Sue, and Nan is here too. So anyway, I wanted to show some cool things that go behind the bakery. Oh, and I also wanted to tell you when I made my bakery, the shelf was actually a little bit too narrow, and I enlarged it. So you shouldn't get this little indentation that I have on mine. Also, I applied a lot of pressure. I think it'll look better. Also, in addition, I think having two shelves would help solve that problem. Okay, now I'm going to switch to the overhead. Going to my computer, rotating my camera, rotating my camera. Overhead. Almost have it. Let me see. I'll move it down a little bit. There we go. All right. I think you can see all my stuff here. Lots and lots. I got lots to show you. I've been keeping little things in here so I can make, so I found these. These are just little wooden inserts. I mean, little wooden things with sticky on the back. I thought they were cute. I have got these are very cute, and I like the size better. These are just little buttons, little gingerbread men buttons. I found those at one of the hobby stores. I thought about the the gumdrops, but I believe the scale is a little bit off. And I found this in the dollhouse section. Look at this cute little cake. And I'll show you how I'm going to display it. I love Tim Holtz, and you can find these little figures at any of the hobby stores, but the Tim Holtz ones you pretty much have to order. The nice thing about them is that they're flexible. They're kind of rubbery, so they move much better. And I think the colors, it's not painted on, it's much more vibrant. So those are my favorite, but they do cost some. But you can still find candy canes at, like I said, any of the hobby stores. And let's see, what else do we have? I love this little tin. This is a Tim Holtz tin, too. So I found these. These are usually used in a shaker card, but I thought they would be great. And I use them on top of my Santa mug. Look at the Santa mug. See, it's on top. And I found some beads. I didn't end up using them. Let me get to this is my handy dandy everything in it bag. I wanted bright red ones, and I couldn't find them without buying like a huge bag. So I think these would look good too, but these were more pearlescent. I have a piece of styrofoam that I'm going to use in the base of the mug to hold my candy canes in place. Here, you want to see what a craft hoarder I am? I found some ribbon I'm going to use. That's not the craft hoard part, although, it is, but let me get my ribbon out of the way. Oh, look, I found this in the dollhouse section. I see Tiffany is here. Hey, Tiffany. All right, look. Let's see. I've been hoarding Tim Holtz candy canes for a while. He always says, "Oh, I don't know if they're coming back next year," and then I'll order like 5 more. And he actually has 2 colors. One is a deeper red, more cranberry red, and one is a little bit more orangey red. I actually like the orangey red better, but I've got those. And I got, these are like little chess pieces. I think these are Tim Holtz things too, but you can find them like little chess pieces. And I'm going to use, I'm going to use them to make a cake stand. We'll do that in a minute. We're going to do the, oh, and yeah, this is for a cake stand too. Look at this. These are Tim Holtz candlesticks. Yeah. Okay, now I have a trusty assistant here, my brother, Ben. I think I've got to borrow him because I did not set up, excuse me, I always hit that. I did not set up my hot glue. It's on top of the shelf right over there, on top next to the basket. And it's on a cookie sheet. You see it, pick it up. Yeah. You got it. Because I need hot glue. You can use E6000 or hot glue, but hot glue will be immediate. Black is good, but you got to move everything out of the way so it won't heat it up. And you can use E6000 to do this, but it won't dry immediately. And I thought for the immediacy of this video, I would use hot glue. In addition, if you don't like it, let me show you. I made something. I think this has hot glue. No, this is just regular glue. But you can just pop it off if you don't like it. All right. Okay, so now the hot glue gun is heating up, thanks to my trusty assistant. And I thought I'd start off with the funnest thing first. So let me clear off the other distractions. Yeah, okay, so I see Amy was talking about whipped cream in a mug. And I was going to use diluted modeling paste. Oh, and remember, I added this file, 176. Look at these. So you don't have to go through all this trouble to get some gingerbread, people. You can just make your own. I only made 3 different designs. So those, and we'll do a garland with these later. Cat hair. In my cookie cutters, you're not surprised about that. Okay, let's start with the mug. Now, I need some candy canes. Tim Holtz has 2 kind of candy canes. I mean, 2 shapes. He has some that are curved, you know, regular candy cane shape, and some are just sticks. Let's get a green one. Let me pull out some. I love the little mints, the little circular mints. I ordered the Santa mugs online. They are from Tim Holtz, and you get 2, and they're, you know, his stuff is expensive, but it's so good. And I thought of another thing for my trusty assistant. Would you get the Santa pitcher and mugs inside, and it's in the kitchen on the little, you know, the little cart. It's fragile. These are from my mom, the real ones. Okay, so I got the little Santa mugs from Tim Holtz ordering online. And Sandra Scott. Okay, and then I need, Ben, one more thing. That little container there with the paper towels in it. Can you add some water to it? I need some water. All right, let me show you. These are like my treasures. This is my mom's vintage. My mom got this for us, so my siblings and I are pretty old, so it's like over 60 years old. And that's what Tim Holtz used to make, or used as an inspiration for making the little Santa mugs. And then this is one of the mugs that goes inside. It's the paint's chipping off, but I just think they're so cute. So can you put this back so I won't do anything to them? Thank you. Okay, so first I wanted to show you, I don't know if you can tell the difference in these two mugs. This is the pristine, very clean mug. Oh, my sister's here. She's commenting on my mom's picture. So one is very pristine looking, and one has been distressed a little. This is kind of, Tim Holtz genius. So what he uses is called a distress crayon. And these are water soluble. So if you put them on, you can wipe them off. So I'm going to use kind of the browner one. And you'll be horrified for a moment, but then you're like, oh. Okay, so you want to add some depth to the Santa mug. So you basically color it on your mug. And you're like, oh, that's horrible. It does look horrible for a minute. But if you want your little mug to have some vintage patina, this is a good way to do it. Now remember I said they are water soluble, so I can wash it. And you can wipe it off to kind of get the color in there. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people had those little mugs. They were fun. Have a little pretend tea party. Okay, already he has more dimension. And to kind of spread it around a bit, I've got a damp paper towel. That one is actually more than I expected. So I'm going to rub a little bit back in. Now I need to get my dry paper towel. My dry paper towel. And I hope you can see he's already got, you could use a little pink on the cheeks if you wanted. And I'm not sure if these are similar to what's called oil pastels. I think it's probably a different formulation. But these are distress crayons. Can you see now his face has just more dimension, and I think it really helps to make him look old. So that's kind of the first step. Next, let's see. Next, we want something to hold our candy canes upright so they're not flopping around, especially because we're going to add frosting to the top. So I'm going to cut a piece of styrofoam to fit. I didn't want to work my also you could ball up a small piece of aluminum foil. I'm just going to cut a little wedge of styrofoam. Kind of squish it down. See if we can cut it with these old scissors. Oh, Amy's saying genius. This isn't me. The genius for this is Tim Holtz. Okay, so that fits in my mug. Now I need to make sure I've got a kind of a depression for the candy cane to fit in. So I'm using a stylus. Could use a pencil. I'm making a hole. Actually going to make 2 holes. Where do I want it to be? Oops. And you could glue it in if you want. Okay, let's see if my candy canes will fit. I want a green candy cane on this one. Nope, need to make it bigger. I'm just going to kind of work it around to make it bigger. No, the styrofoam's not my idea either. That's what I'm saying. Tim Holtz uses a little tiny ball, styrofoam ball. I just had this sitting around, so I'm using like scrap styrofoam. Of course, we all have styrofoam sitting around, right? I buy a lot of supplies sort of with the idea of, I'm going to need that, even though I don't have a distinct plan for it. Okay, I don't like it standing straight up. I'm going to go ahead and try to angle it some more. But aluminum foil will probably be easier to do. Let's see if we can get it to angle. No. Maybe we can put it in at an angle. Let's try that. There, that's better. And let's use one of the tall, regular candy cane looking candy canes. Actually, I am going to anchor it. So I'm going to get my hot gun, which Ben conveniently heated up for me. Okay, let's make sure we put it in the way I want it to go. That looks okay. All right, so we've got it. Now, when I was getting ready to do the video, I'm like, oh, I need my modeling paste. Alley Cat, you are on my icing. And I just couldn't, I didn't have enough. The bottle was in. So I'm using what we used when we were playing around with the snow. I'm using the Fast and Final lightweight spackling. And it was very easy to put in a little piping bag. So let's see how it works. I cut a tiny tip on it. See, the tip is very small. So let's try it. Yeah, it's coming out very much like whipped cream. Like that, the whipped cream you get in the canister with the spray. Look at that. Let me try to get the angle. Oh, it looks good. We're mounding up. This is when you order extra whipped cream. When you indulge around Christmas time. This works beautifully. Piped our little whipped cream. Let me set it to the side where hopefully a cat will not knock it off and spread spackle everywhere. Okay. All right, let me see. Do I have a dark? Yes. And I've got a piece of cardstock here trying to help you. Okay, I'm going to turn off my overhead light. Alley Cat is biting the piping bag. So I can show you. Let me get a little, angle the light a little better. There, I think you can start seeing the Alley Cat's right here trying to eat the piping bag, but I think you can see the dimension a little better. I'm going to turn my overhead light back on. There. And then the next thing is to add some treats to it, some of these little sprinkle things. I don't know what I did with them. They're here. Maybe they're in here. Nope. Here they are. Maybe. We'll see. Yes, here they are. And I'm going to try to use some little, I want red and green. So I have to sort a bit. And actually, let me see, red. I'm just going to try to drop it in place. And the spackle will hold it. And then once it's dry, I'll paint it with a little bit of Mod Podge and put some, one of them fell off. And put a little glitter on top just so it's kind of sparkly. Isn't that cute? Our little mug. Yeah, so you see this one's got glitter on top just to give it a little extra shine. That's always hard for me to show. Okay, so that is our Santa mug, and that's kind of the main centerpiece for my for the back of the bakery. And I thought it was taller. That's why I only did one shelf on the back of my bakery, but it's not very tall, so you can certainly do two. And you could have like a whole row. Wait, let me get my bakery out here. Wouldn't it be cute with just like a whole row of Santa mugs? Get these up before they just get distributed all over my house. Okay, so what I thought I would do next is show you how to make a cake stand with and what I'm using. So I found, oh look, I found little plates too in the mini section, in the dollhouse section. So I should have 2 or 3 of these, and I'll show you what they are in a second. I have one. I'm rumbling around. What is it? So I found these in the jewelry section, and they're for hanging, for putting a stone inside. I think it's called a bezel. And so it's designed to have like a raised stone in here. So I got my wire cutters and I cut off this little edge, and this is one of the bezels too, you know, for hanging on jewelry. And I thought, well, that'll make a good cake stand, and you can use it in either direction. So you can use it so that the rim is down, or you can use it more as a plate with the rim is up. So I'm using a candle stand, or remember we had the little wooden pieces. So I'm just going to apply a little hot glue to the top of my little candlestick and then put this on top. But that was the only thing. I mean, you could use a wood disc, but I wanted it to be a little more elegant. So that's why I was real happy when I found these. I'm going to put a squirt of hot glue here. Hot glue. And I'm going to try, let's center it. Oh, I got hot glue on my fingers. I think I can center it better this way. Squish it down. Get the hot glue off my fingers. Voila, cake stand. And it's a little uneven, so while it's still a little warm, let's try to make it flat. I think that's straight. Let's see. Nope. See, what happened was the hot glue was thicker on one side, but this is kind of the nice thing about hot glue. You can remove it. That's one reason I don't use it in my house in my house making for the most part. Okay, another squirt of hot. Wait. I put the hot glue here so I can smush down the candlestick better. Center it. Yes, that one looks good. And see, it just kind of shows off my little cake. So let me kind of demonstrate it. Eventually, I will glue these to the back. I will hot glue them to the back because. So what do you think? Isn't that a great cake display? Add some plates next to it. So that is the mug. This is where we are so far. We've got the mug and a cake stand. And we can spread candies around wherever. Oh, and here's a little cake stand. And there's my. So obviously that doesn't work. But we could still use the tiny, the short when you buy, if you buy these candlesticks, these Tim Holtz candlesticks, there's a short and a long one. So you could do the short one for the tiny bezel too. Okay, those are the bezels. Now, what I thought I would do, and I was going to use this as a cake plate and put like these dimensional gingerbread cookies in there. If you put the flat cookies that we made, the cardstock cookies, they're, pretty flat. So I'm going to hang them up. But if you want to put cookies inside, like use this as a little plate, I was going to use the buttons. I thought the buttons looked good. And let's put the buttons, all my little buttons in there. So the next thing I wanted to make was like a garland of gingerbread. And that's what I was going to use my cardstock gingerbreads for. It's just make a little garland. So let me. So the pattern comes, there's a background white piece. I'm going to use this to so the white piece shows up. The white piece. Let's see, how many have I made? And I glued, I over glue things. So I glued 2 pieces of the white cardstock, the heavy white cardstock to the back. So it would just be a little stronger. I think I only made a few of them. And for the tree, I didn't want to, I guess I could have had some cutouts, but you can use the white gel pen. Here is my white gel pen. And just kind of do some decorations on the tree. I wonder if it would cut them out. I may have to experiment with that. Let's add some little ornaments. There. To give our tree a little more dimension. So to make them, like I said, I just glued 2 background pieces together. This is the little girl. And you could, with the white pen, you could add more details too. Just add a little bit to the background piece. Glue them together for sturdiness. Where is a little girl? Here's a little girl. And to apply glue to the back of the You want to apply the glue to the back of the cutout piece so all the glue doesn't squish through. There's our little girl. Let's see, what else? Should we do another one? Let's get a gingerbread boy. He's kind of the classic. So when you think of a gingerbread cookie, shaped cookie, you kind of think of the boy shape. You know how that is. I was a doctor in the medical field, and everybody assumes that you'll walk into a room and they're like, well, when am I going to see the doctor? I'm Dr. Lucy. I am the doctor. Usually I was pretty good with people, and they ended up liking that they saw a female. They saw me as their doctor. Every once in a while I could make somebody mad. I didn't try to, but it did happen. Kids liked me because I was goofy. Okay, I think that is enough to make my little gingerbread garland. So I'm going to use the hot glue again. And let's pick out some ribbon. Okay. I think this is a really pretty color ribbon. It's not really a classic green. It's kind of got a little bit more olive. I'm just going to snip it. And let's pick out a red. There's just classic red. And the other option, oh, I love this. Actually, this is probably what I'm going to use. One thing is flexible, and it is baker's twine. I think baker's twine belongs on the bakery. So to make them hang correct, oh, and then I'm going to mix in some of the peppermints with them. So how do we do this? We'll just use this as a scrap. I'm just going to put, let me see if I can get my hot glue gun up here. Okay, so I'm just going to put a dab of glue at the top. And then I'm going to slide it under my baker's twine and press the twine in. Dab of glue on my peppermint. Put the twine in. I'm going to use my stylus to squish it. Squish it down. Okay, let's do a little gingerbread boy. I made one where they didn't hang right, and I think it was because I put the glue in the middle. And I want it to be at the top. Let's see what it does. Maybe the mints are the problem. Okay, we're rejecting this mint. We're just going to do a row of gingerbread. I could use maybe the little flat paper mints. Okay, I'm going to flip it on its back again. We got gingerbread boy. Will it fit? Okay. See? Remember? Hot glue. Peel it off. Little dab. I think this is going to look good hanging from either the top or from the shelf. Ouch. I have hot glued myself to the little garland. Let's do another tree. I know what I can do with the little peppermints. When I glue it to the bakery, I'll anchor it and then put a little mint on top. Okay. Let's make sure it works. Look at our little garland. Get a couple more little figures there. Probably should space them out a little bit more. There is our gingerbread garland. Isn't that cute? Okay, so what I'm thinking is whichever shelf doesn't have is like hot gluing it here. Wait. I'll show you. Wait, let me see if I can give you an idea. Hanging it at the top. And then at each end, I will put one of the mints. So let me see. I think I want my Santa mugs on the top. So I'm going to do the garland. I don't know. I think the garland goes at the top. We are experimenting. This is paper. This is paper. I can make a new one. I actually need to make a new one with 2 shelves. Okay. Hanging my garland. Trying to do it without burning myself, so I'm hooking it there. And I want it to have a little arc to it. So let's see what it looks like. Oh yeah. Now let's add another little blob here for my peppermints. Shoot. I just think the gingerbread has more needs a bigger space, so I wanted it on the top. So let me see, so I can kind of show you. See, doesn't that look good? Are y'all there? I'm not seeing anybody. So our mugs. Now let's make a cake. Did we do our cake stand? Okay. Now I don't know about gluing this one. It just got a little piece of paper like a doily. Where is our cake stand? Here is the cake stand. I'm gonna hot glue it. I can do another piece of paper if I need it. There's the cake stand. So now I'm going to apply a little bit of hot glue to the bottom. Yeah, I'm not good at wait, I'm moving something so I can see your comments better. Just a little dab here. So I can anchor the cake stand, and I'll anchor the mug too. But like I said, it's the nice thing is it's hot glue. We can always remove it. There. And I'm going to anchor my Santa mug. And let's see. Do we want bread? Do we want bread in the bakery? Y'all vote. Yes, the doily came with this little cake. What do you think? Bread or not? And I'm going to hot glue some of these little plates together and then put one of the gingerbread buttons on a plate. Let me see how many plates I have. I'll just hot glue like 4 together. Yeah, the doily came with the cake. And that was it on the dollhouse aisle. You know, I like to make most of my stuff, but you can't always do that. I actually brought out some stuff to make things, but I think I've taken enough time, partly because I started late. Okay, look at the row of plates. And let's get a gingerbread button. I just touched the hot glue gun. Let's put one gingerbread on a plate. And, should I anchor them? Yeah, why not? And you can actually use alcohol inks, or you could paint this so it's not so bright. But my other cake stand is bright, so I'm not worrying about it. I'm not toning down the kind of bright, shiny color of this cake stand, of this bezel, which I'm using as my display for my gingerbread, guys. Okay. I'm going to apply some hot glue to the bottom of my, I finally ran out of hot glue. Of course I have spare. Oh, shoot, stupid. Don't put it down there. Oh, that would be fun to make little plates. I like making my own stuff, but okay, this isn't the fanciest, but this is our display. And you can really, add to it and make it have so much personality. So let me move the hot glue gun out of the way so I don't get hurt anymore. Yeah. And then we can scatter some mints and some candy canes about. So, all right, I'm going to switch cameras. So I can show you this way. And it's really too bright. I need to play around with the lights. So what do you think? That's really fun, isn't it? Isn't the bakery fun? And this one is one that I think kids will enjoy. So, and even if it's not meant for kids, you need to know that kids will try to play with it. So if they see it somewhere, they are going to want to touch it. And, like I said, I was a pediatrician, so you got all these little tiny dangerous objects. So not safe for under 3. Okay. Um, y'all, I think that's it for today. I didn't mean to take so long, but I really wanted to show you how to make some stuff. But I've got the little tiny cookie cutters, and you can use like your polymer clay and make your own gingerbread people. And I really wanted to make this little mini gnome, the little mini gnome. I thought that would be cute, even though scales off, but you know, scales off. It's tiny in the front, it's big in the back. We're not worried about the scale. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. We're going to kind of keep the gingerbread theme a little bit. I'm going to make a very, very simple cardstock gingerbread house. And then I haven't changed it yet. I'm gonna try to modify the file so it can also be a gift box. So it's kind of like one I made. I don't see it. It's always here. There is one up there. It's kind of like one I made last year. Like there are two versions of this house that and one is a box, a gift box. So I thought it would kind of serve two purposes. Okay. Alrighty. Thank you, Sonia and Peggy Sue and Kathy Bradley and Gina, everybody. It's been really fun for me. Oh, and I'm going to need what I call a day of rest. So I'm not going to be able to do it on Sunday. I really just kind of like have to relax on Sunday. So no live on Sunday, and I'll remind you tomorrow because I think tomorrow's Saturday. I'm not exactly sure, but I think tomorrow's Saturday. So I'll remind you that we're just taking a break on Sunday. Okay, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Everybody take care. Bye.